Hi guys, it's Otaku and today I'm here to talk about Otaku no Video, which I got on sale at Right Stuff under the garage sale for about $7.99. And I don't know about you guys, but you can't beat that with a stick. You probably could beat it with a stick, but that would suck because then the DVD would break. So, yeah. I don't even know where to start as far as talking about this anime right now. I know it's pretty old, but it's also pretty classic. I know that anybody who has been into anime for a certain amount of time has called themselves an otaku or has heard the term otaku has probably come across this anime at some point in time. I know that I first saw this anime about 9 years ago, and at that point in time, I was like in the hyper phase of my anime fandom. Like, I had just been into anime for a year, and I was really hyper and a teenager and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, don't even try to deny it because you guys know that you've been there. Don't even try to deny that right now. So, yeah, I remember at one point in time, and I think I mentioned this in my name change video, where my old user tag was actually Bishonen Otaku. So, go figure that. Where could I have gotten that from? Like, where could have come up with that from? I don't know. But anyway, I first saw this anime about 9 years ago, and I remember when I first watched it, it was pretty humorous. And then when I watched, like further through it and stuff, it was one of those series that kind of like, it's like I could feel the passion. Like, I don't know how to describe this. Like, I could feel the passion in it. Like, it starts off with this guy. His name is Kubo. And it actually kind of does this thing, I don't know what you call that, where it goes from like the future and then it like tells the story from the past and how, crap kind of got that way and whatnot. Because in the beginning you see him, he's annoyed. It's like, yeah, people, why are you calling on New Year's? What the heck? Whatever and stuff. So then it goes back with him and, he's just a normal guy going to college, got a girlfriend, plays tennis, normal dude, basically. He gets involved with Tanaka, who was his old friend from high school. Like, he bumped into him on the elevator, and then they started communicating and stuff. And Tanaka was a huge otaku. Like, he actually had, like, a little group of pals, like otaku pals and stuff. And one was a cosplayer, and the other one was, like, a sci-fi dude, and the other one, it was basically like the original Genshiken, before Genshiken was a thing, before doujin work was a thing, before comic party was a thing. I mean, like, this, like, takes it all the way back. And it was actually kind of funny because, like, as Kubo started to hang with them, then he started to, become an otaku, like, little by little by little. And, like, I guess his outside social life started to kind of diminish a little bit. And his girl ended up quitting him, and that kind of sucked, but it ended up lighting a fire under him to say, like, okay, well, like, forget this. We're going to start our own company. We're going to become great. We're going to become the Otak Kings. Like first he said, oh, I'm going to become the Otak King. Then he said, like, no, let's become Otak Kings together. And blah, 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 blah. So, they started up a company and then, pitfalls of the company. And then they started up again. And they actually went on to the point of making a theme park called the Otaku Land. And it was basically, like an otaku theme park, and they were going to otakuize the entire world and stuff like that. So as you can see, you can really see where it kind of like, you can feel the passion, I guess you could say. And I know it's fake, but, just because it's fake doesn't mean that you can't, feel the passion, like, in it and stuff like that. And I was actually looking on the back here, and they were saying that it was an outrageous mockumentary, because they actually have, like, some parts, like, in between where they interview with real fans, which, I don't know what to say about those right now. Like, okay, they say it's a mockumentary, which means probably fake, but they interviewed with real fans about real otaku stuff. Now, judging off of my personal experience, I would say that a lot of what they interviewed on is not far off from the truth. Now, there are maybe a little bit of exaggerations and stuff like that in between, but for the most part, there's a lot of stuff that's pretty accurate. Like I said, you got a lot of hardcore folks and stuff like that out there, so you know, there's always going to be like to that greater extreme and whatnot. Like I remember at one point they interviewed a guy and he was talking about how he made like VHS tapes and would record stuff, like, and just record like everything and stuff. And this is actually a little known fact about me, but I used to record stuff too. I remember way back when my mom first taught me how to use the VCR, and I used to just like record stuff, record like all my little TV shows. I used to record like, you know, like Tenchi and Reboot and Card Captors and, you know, like all that kind of stuff. I remember like back when I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, let's take it back to then. I used to record all the episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! On VHS, but at this point, you know, I was older, so I kind of knew how it worked a little bit more, and I actually went to the extent of taking the commercials out, you know, of all the episodes that I would tape, and I actually got it down to an art, where I would go in, and I would clip it, like, right at the end, like, right before it goes to commercial, and there would be, like, a little black screen or whatever, and it would kind of be, like, a second, and then you would go and then stop it and then tape it again, like right as it came back, and it would literally just transition perfectly. Now, I don't think this guy did all that. Like, he used to just record stuff and whatnot just to like increase his collection, and he knew like different people and stuff like that. But I would actually record my stuff and then watch it again and then be amazed at how I went and recorded all this stuff and then took out the commercials and all that. So, yeah, I was pretty into it. Like, I knew I was into it because at one point, I actually, like, kind of dipped out on a friend because I wanted to record an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's how you know I was deep. Like, I was freaking deep at that point. But, yeah, little known fact there, and it was actually pretty interesting that they touched on that. Then, obviously, they touched on other stuff. Like, they touched on, you know, like, cosplayers and stuff, and they'll say that, like, usually when somebody cosplays for the first time, then they have done it, like, more than once and stuff like that. They actually had a chart of like people who done it like more than 20 times or something like that. And I don't know about anybody else, but I've been cosplaying for 9 years and I have obviously done it over 20 times, going by my cosplay.com account, and it's stuff that I actually don't have on record. So yeah, I am definitely a repeat offender in the area of cosplay. And it was actually quite interesting, you know, like the different things and people that they interviewed with and stuff like that. Of course, they had to, you know, blur out their faces and make their voices sound like they were on helium and crap, you know, to mask their identities and all that. But like I said, it was interesting nonetheless, and the anime itself, you know, is just one of those fun things that's fun to watch and lights a fire of passion under you, you know, like that otaku pride. Don't even try to pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about, because, like I said, we've all been there before. But anyway, long story short, Otaku no Video, pick it up. Like, if you're anybody who is anyone, like I said, you've either been into anime for a while, you've either called yourself an otaku at a point, or you've heard the term otaku, then definitely check this anime out. Now, for those who should own it, definitely, I would say people who have been into it for a while, like, definitely make this part of your collection. Definitely, like, please do. It's quite an acquisition, and yeah, you can definitely get it on sale at Right Stuff. I do not know how long the sale lasts for, but definitely pick it up. Tell me what you think. Post about it in the comments below. And yeah, till next time, folks. Later.